And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for the brand new episode of Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5. It's here. The wait is over for us Star Wars Clone Wars fans. Our favorite character, well, newest character from the Clone Wars saga to live action is here. And by the way, spoilers, if you haven't seen the episode, I'm going to be spoiling this episode because if I don't spoil it now, I'm going to lose my mind. Because honestly, this episode is great. You know, not a lot happened here, but it was still great and memorable because of what happens. So this episode was titled The Jedi. So it starts off very interesting. We get like a cool pan shot of this, like this fortress, you know, like big wall, you know, surrounding a town. That there are some guards that are shooting at something across the distance. It looks like, you know, it's a dark forest. It kind of feels like if you're like watching Walking Dead, where they have like their fences up and they're shooting zombies. Except in this case, they're fighting somebody who, well, we all been waiting to see live action, and she's finally here. And that's none other than Ahsoka Tano herself is here. Yes, that's right, Ahsoka Tano. Hello, Ahsoka. She's here. White lightsabers and everything, and she's played by Rosario Dawson, and I'm geeking out. First of all, seeing Ahsoka live action is like amazing because she's like one of my favorite characters of Clone Wars, and she was amazing playing this character. She really brought the character to life. You know, and if you don't know who Ahsoka is a character from the Clone Wars cartoon that is the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. And the last time we saw her was not Clone Wars when it came back. No, that just finished up her saga from there. But the last time we actually saw her, if you follow the cartoon canon, it was Rebels. She was helping out the Rebel team, you know, Ezra and those guys, helping them out to pretty much stop the Inquisitors, Darth Vader, and a whole bunch of other villains that were there. And you know, she disappeared again, so we really don't know what happened to her until now. So we find her fighting some guards in some, like, near some temple or some city that's being surrounded by this huge fence. And of course, Mando shows up. He does this thing because he has to find a Jedi who can take care of Baby Yoda. And by the way, we do eventually find out Baby Yoda's name is Grogu. Grogu? Kind of like Goku, but Grogu, go figure. Okay. Still Baby Yoda. I mean, you know, kind of wish it didn't have a name. But we'll get to that when we get to that part. So, Mando shows up. He's looking for her. He doesn't know who the Jedi is. He's looking for a Jedi. The town people kind of, I guess, put him in the path of being like a bounty hunter. Like, oh yeah, this one's causing us problems, but we need your help to take her out. Can you do that? And you know him, he's a bounty hunter. If the price is good, he'll do it. So he does it. He goes off to the forest to try to find her. Now, knowing him, in the back of his mind, he's probably like, okay, why? Maybe she's causing trouble. Maybe this is not the right Jedi. He doesn't know. And, you know, because Bo-Katan did send him to go find Ahsoka, but he didn't know who she is or what she looked like. And these town folks are just telling him, hey, listen, there's a Jedi out there who's causing us problems. Help us out. So he's probably thinking, okay, if it's not the Jedi I'm looking for, easy kill, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll find my Jedi. And then, of course, he finds out that it is Ahsoka that he's looking for. And then he starts talking with her. And then apparently Ahsoka's looking for information about somebody, which I'll get to at the end of this video. And then they kind of work together to try to help the townsfolk inside the temple or the city be free, because they're pretty much being treated like slaves. They can't really talk. They can't do anything. Mando first shows up in the town trying to find information, and people are closing their windows. They're not getting involved, except for the people who actually are in charge. And, you know, it's one of those towns where people are in fear. So one thing that's another, she meets Yoda, which we find out his name is Grogu. And apparently Grogu's been talking throughout this whole time. But of course, Mando can't understand them. But then we find out later on that they have a special bond. And then Mando wanted her to pretty much train Grogu, or Baby Yoda. And she said no at first. Now you're thinking, okay, wait, why would she say no? Then she said something about being, oh yeah, I seen his kind of power could turn into the dark side, which we all know it does happen because what happened to Anakin, but he doesn't know that. Apparently, Grogu survived Order 66. How's that possible? No idea. So anyway, they go into the temple. They fight the main woman who's like in charge. She's got this like silver staff that's kind of like a very rare metal. I guess is made out of his armor, and it was a Mandalorian weapon. So she offered Mando that weapon for exchange to killing Ahsoka before all that happened. Then they team up, they stop her, and then we find out why Ahsoka wants to get information from this girl, and then it's to find her master, which is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, if you don't know who he is, Grand Admiral Thrawn was one of the leaders of the Empire. He helped out the Empire as much as he could. He was kind of like maybe third or second command behind Vader and the Emperor. That's how high up he was. So finding out that he's alive, it's like, okay, because the last time we saw him, Ezra stopped him in the Rebels show, and we didn't see him then. So maybe she's looking for him to find Ezra. Are we going to see Ezra moving forward? Who knows? Because last time we saw Ezra, he was like maybe, 15, 14 years old as a kid, still trying to become a Jedi. So he could still be out there. So who knows? And listen, this episode was great. Wasn't the greatest episode, but it was just great because we got to see more connections towards the Star Wars canon of the cartoons, meeting the live action movies, meeting the live action show, and just connecting it perfectly. And it just worked. And I thought Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka did a really good job. I do want more from her, but I'm pretty sure we'll get a future show of hers leading up to that point, because there's so many moments that we don't know what happened to Ahsoka after Rebels. Before she gets to that town, how did she get to that town? Did she meet Luke somewhere one day when he was setting up the new Jedi before Kylo Ren turned on him? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But it's quite interesting that there's still some pieces left of Ahsoka's story that we need to know. I know there's a book about her, but I know that has some details too. So maybe they'll take some of that and make it into live action. Who knows? But I thought Rosario Dawson did a good job. I hope she comes back to play the character again, because I think she embodies what Ahsoka's supposed to be, and she did a good job, and I liked it. And seeing her lightsabers, white lightsabers. Now, excuse me, if you don't know what the white lightsabers are, the white lightsabers are basically, she's not a Jedi and she's not Sith. She knows the Force, she knows the balance, she knows all that stuff, but she's neutral. She's just stays in the middle. She doesn't want to get involved as much, but if she knows that something's going on that's bad, she'll handle it. So that's what she has. She used to have blue lightsabers, but then she lost it during the Clone Wars, spoiler alert, to basically say that, hey, she died because she was supposed to die in Order 66. And spoiler alert, again, I apologize, but in Order 66 in the Clone Wars actually happened same time during Episode 3, so that ties in right there. And then she had a so-called fake her death until Vader sensed that she was still alive, but disappeared. And then later on, they fight each other. Then she finds out he's Anakin. And the rest is history. Now we pretty much caught up to her, but there is one thing still missing. Where's Ahsoka been after that final shot of Rebels, where she goes off to find Ezra, who disappeared with Grand Admiral Thrawn? And because she disappeared to go look for him, who was pretty much fighting Thrawn, but we have no idea what happened to the both of them. And now at the end of this episode, saying that he's alive, so there's a possibility that Ezra could be alive as well. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a live action version of him and Grand Admiral Thrawn. And by the way, Grand Admiral Thrawn is blue, so whoever they get should be a good actor to play him, because he's kind of like Grand Admiral Tarkin, but maybe a little bit worse, maybe in the same level as Vader. Because like I said, he was like right up there. I don't remember the order. I know the Emperor's first, and then it's supposed to be Darth Vader, and then Thrawn, then Tarkin. One of the others, he's right up there with those guys. So you know how serious he is as a He's a tactician. He's super smart. He knows how to strategize. It's kind of like Napoleon, but taller. Think of that. Maybe, yeah, that's a better way for me to say it. He's kind of like Napoleon. If you guys know the history about Napoleon, the guy was a great leader in some weird culture that he did. I don't know. I really don't know too much about Napoleon. Oh, that he was a dictator, and he was a very good strategist. Kind of like that, but blue and tall. So there you go. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. Cannot wait to see more. Oh, by the way, Baby Yoda ended up going with Mando. Now they're gonna go to find a Jedi temple or Sith temple to see where he actually stands. Because if Baby Yoda is pure, then maybe Ahsoka will train him. But if he has that point where he could turn dark and turn on everybody, Ahsoka may have to stop him. Who knows? But we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode and I liked it a lot. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. What you guys thought about Ahsoka being live action. What you guys thought about the whole Thrawn thing at the end. And where you think he's at. Are we gonna see him next season? Is he gonna be the big bad? I feel like he'll be the big bad of season 3 because they already announced season 3. And hopefully we get Ezra. And then hopefully more Ahsoka too. And also figure out what happened to her afterwards. Because we still technically don't know if she died during the, before the events of episode 9. Spoiler alert. Because Rey did hear her voice. When all the voices were calling out to her to stop the Emperor. We did hear her, but we don't know if she was actually alive during that time or dead during that time. So, who knows? So we have to wait to see what happens with that moving forward when it comes. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Obviously, if Ahsoka doesn't show up in the next week's episode, I'm going to be bummed out, sure. But you know what? We got a cool taste of her. She's now officially a live-action character now. And we're just going to have to be patient and wait to see if we get more. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. And also, do you guys want her to get her own show, live action? Do you want Rosario Dawson to come back to play the character again? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much and have a good day.